No, let's just do come once. I'm on.
Had to get Ned Niederlander.
Rosie.
I'll be bringing mine in cash. Mint.
Updates on that situation.
Bring cash, homie. Look at me, America. Look how fine is living.
They're a bunch of fucking amateurs.
That's right, we're amateurs. And we're coming to you live and direct from Hollywood Studios in Hollywood, California, in Orlando, where I went to college.
Downtown Orlando.
We are the Sportstronauts, exploring the world of sports and the universe it's in.
It's a huge.
So come on with us.
Get over.
Come on.
Odors.
Yeah, welcome. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Sportstronauts.
Eppies.
You can find our episodes on Facebook, on the YouTube,
Twitter.
on Twitter Spheres, on Instagram, on www.sportstronauts.com.
Sports.
We have a MySpace page. No, I'm just kidding.
We have at least. Well, we have.
Everything is at Sportstronauts, www.sportstronauts.com.
We don't have MySpace.
We definitely have MySpace.
I don't think we have it.
P.S. I read an article about...
Tied into the Google.
Yeah, it's all tied into Google's. I read an article about... I read an article about how Skrillex's like MySpace page from 2006 is like a perfect time capsule of the ridiculousness that was the mid-2000s.
Yeah, what is that period called? How
Emo. It was all emo bullshit, dude.
with who? Skrillex?
Mm-hmm. It was all emo. Where did that thing go?
Which one?
Oh, I got rid of it.
Bullwhippin'?
I was looking for bullwhipping. It wasn't
The bull.
around. Yeah, and so he went by a dude named Sonny Moore. Like that was his like name on Facebook apparently.
Sonny Moore?
Yeah.
Is that his name?
SONNY. I don't know. I think it was a emo like Facebook thing. Or not Facebook, MySpace thing. And so anyway, he just had this like ridiculously emo MySpace page, and like everyone did at one point in time back then.
Oh, that was the deal.
That was what it was. And it was like social media was in its infancy back then. You know, it was like just starting, and I guess now it's in its like teenage years. It's not even like anything what it will be, I guess. But it just made me laugh because it was like a blast from the past with all that shit.
It's so good.
I don't think my MySpace page was ever that bad. I think I like didn't even really, I wasn't really into it for a while. I had one, but like I wasn't into it, especially in the band times and stuff. Like I wasn't really a big MySpace person, but I think like I had one because I needed to.
Yeah.
And I just fucked around on it. I didn't take it seriously. Some people took that shit real seriously.
I never really was into it. I only put up one for music back in 2008 or 9.
Dude, the
something
Jabbas?
like that. Yeah.
For Jabbas Antiquity,
For the Antiquities.
they were a great band.
And those other ones, you know.
There were other ones up top.
The Quartet Offensive. Remember that?
Was that really?
Remember that?
Was that your deal?
No, that was that. We played on the same bill as them, and I always thought that name was really cool.
The Quartet Offensive?
Yeah.
I didn't even remember that. That's crazy.
That is a great name.
And now they're called Coldplay.
Yeah. And now they're called Grouper. No, I'm just kidding.
And now they're on the HBO series Vinyl.
Yep.
Which is badass.
Have not seen it.
I know. You should
Nod Zine.
see it. Nod
Zima.
Zima. All right, so let's get into the NBA a little bit here because we're watching it. It's on over
Who we
top.
got? LBJ playing right now?
Got LBJ. Just brought a young man a jersey
That's right.
of LBJ's.
Kevin so graciously got me a LeBronius Cleveland Cavaliers white jersey.
Numero 23.
Jersey. Real good. Real fucking nice.
So, but the reason why that's real nice is because LeBronius is very steadily moving up the ladder in the annals of history as the greatest, as the GOAT. And
He's gonna be GOAT.
Right now, we just saw a stat about his free throws.
Yeah.
How many did he have?
6,100 something. He's 15th.
And that's only
all
15th.
Time. Yeah, but he's 15th all time. Like,
Oh, he'll be fine.
like
That's why I said
it's
he was like
ridiculous.
200 behind Reggie Miller,
Yeah.
who's 14th or something.
Yeah,
and
I think so.
I'll like at the end of the season he'll have that.
Yeah, man.
Maybe.
He,
How many free throws do you think?
I don't know. I mean, he doesn't. Recently, though, recently he's been attacking the line.
Yeah.
No, before though, he wasn't that kind of player.
And he's not
more
the kind
finesse.
of player that gets like purposely fouled. Like they try not to do that with a guy like LeBron.
Yeah.
It's not like Dwight Howard.
Yeah. Or DJ.
Yep. They're the two worst, right?
Rondo's really bad.
Ooh, Rajon Rondo.
Rajon Rondo.
Rajon Rondo is one of the best characters of all time.
He's one of the greatest folk heroes in NBA history.
Him and AI.
He's
You need to diversify your bonds.
He's great. He's great. I love him. I do. I really love him. My other favorite character in NBA history is Ricky Davis.
Explain. I don't
Ricky
know that
Davis
name.
was 1 rebound shy of a triple-double while playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers in like the early 2000s.
Prove it.
And so at the very end of the game, he went and shot a basket and missed it on purpose on his own on the
To get a rebound?
Yeah.
Did he do it?
Yeah.
Oh.
And they gave it to him,
dude.
and then after the fact, then they took it away. I'm pretty sure.
Needle whipping?
That's needle whipping, dude.
Oh, you better believe it.
Dude, that's crazy, really?
Yeah. That's Ricky Davis for you. But he was also awesome. Like, he was a good
He
player.
got paid in straight cash for
Yeah,
that,
he
dude.
was good. He was good. That was a walk.
But yeah, anyway, so back to
Well played.
it's like
Yeah, LeBron is now, what is he? We gotta look this up because I'm pretty sure I remember seeing something that said that he was in the top 25 of like 15 different categories.
Oh
Like,
yeah, for sure.
It was just Google.
Well, at any rate. He just needs to suck it up and he'll play better. He'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean they got a.
Unlike the Thunder, man, I don't know what their deal is.
Well, what's going to happen with them? What do you think? I think they're going to think about this.
They either get it together and they do a deep run in the playoffs, or they just get bounced first round because they can't figure their shit out. And I don't know what their deal is. They keep losing all these tough, close games to good teams like the Spurs and the Warriors and the Clippers. And like those are the teams they're going to have to face when it's all said and done. And that's not even worrying about a team like Memphis who plays them well.
Yeah.
Memphis always plays them well.
just
Doesn't matter who's on
they
the
got
court.
Tony.
Yeah.
They got Tony Allen.
They got Tony Allen.
He's awesome. I mean, that guy is awesome.
And who's the bear? Like, what's the dude's name? Zach Randolph.
Ziggy? Zebo?
Yeah. Wasn't his nickname like a bear, like bear or something like that?
Yeah, I think so. Something like that. He's like a teddy bear,
or
but he's
some
like,
shit.
he's always upset. He's just always upset.
It's like Big Baby.
Big Baby Davis.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
No, it's not.
I'm a brother Seamus.
He is a
Yeah.
brother Seamus.
How good is that?
But Zach Randolph is actually more
First
like
you gotta do the truffle shuffle.
that's an accurate description of Zach Randolph.
Yeah, he's great.
I would never say it to his face.
But
'cause he
LeBron
would
is
kick my ass.
racking up statistics at a rate that is going to put him in the top 10 of the most important stat categories of all time. Like, he's really going to be in the top 10.
What it's going to come down to,
scoring.
I overheard this on the radio the other day. Well, not overheard. I directly heard it on the radio.
Oh, please.
Players. And
Pues.
something about, oh man, what was I going to say?
LeBron.
Oh, it's going to come down to championships. So, like, if you're comparing a guy like Kobe to a guy like LeBron, right now where they're at, they're pretty comparable numbers-wise and all that stuff. The only difference is that Kobe's got those championships.
And he's got like 6 or 7 more years in the NBA.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
comparing LeBron right now. He still
Yeah,
has
yeah.
years left, and that's what we're talking about.
But at what rate can
So
he
it's like-
continue this? Like,
That's what I'm saying. So if he does continue this dominance, let's
he
say he
just plays
continues for
power
the next
forward.
5
They'll be
years.
fine.
Let's say for the next 5 years, LeBron dominates like he has. Been.
I don't know if he can, man.
Well,
Like,
well, at any rate,
you know.
no. For the sake of argument, let's say he can.
Okay, yeah.
It's all going to come down to him winning championships.
Natty champs.
That's what it's going to come down to. That will put him second, even third of all time
All the chips?
in a lot of people's eyes. If he only wins
yeah.
2 championships or 3,
Yeah.
what if he goes out with just 1 more? That's considered like falling short,
Yeah, but at the same time,
given what he is.
getting 3,
Oh, for sure, man.
and he played in how many?
People
He's
don't
played
even
in
have 1.
6 in a row.
Some people never even got
Or 5
there.
in a row. If they get there this year, that's 6 years in a row being in the finals.
I think that's an
is-
argument for why he should be considered one of the greatest, if not the greatest, in a lot of categories. Because come on, man, there is the common thread of him being on all those teams.
Yes.
I mean, you can't take that away. What happened to the Heat after he left? They pretty much had the same cast except for him.
Yeah.
What
Not
happened?
nearly as good.
Eric Spoelstra wasn't such a good coach then, was he?
Well, you got LeBron.
Players. We need a players one because right now we just have.
Well, at any rate.
Who, Fash? Who, Delhi?
Yeah,
There are some big Delhi fans.
Dellavedova.
Delhi.
Matthew, is he any good or was he just like an anomaly in the?
He's just a
in the
scrap
deal?
dog. He's a scrap dog. He's
Scrap dog millionaire.
I mean, he's in the NBA and he plays. Think about that. Like,
that's
he
true.
has to be good. Like, he has
True.
to be good enough and athletic enough. And I think he just plays really hard and tries really hard and
I like how this drop is entitled "Guy was a whole jerk." HOLE jerk.
Asshole.
I mean, the guy was a jerk. No, because it's like
I know.
ass.
I know.
Yeah,
It's
Get
just
those
funny how
ass.
you read it. It says
Guy
"Guy
was
was
a
a
whole jerk."
he was a whole jerk."
Guy was a old jerk. Old jerk.
Speaking of jerks,
Who?
like everyone in the NFL,
Who? Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy. I wonder how hard he's been working in the off season.
I hope he's wearing those gloves.
I know some Vikings fans. I'm pulling for them, man. Seriously.
He's good.
They were the one
He's
team
a
in the
good
playoffs last
quarterback.
year that I wanted to see win.
He made the Pro Bowl, right?
Who? Kyle Pro Bowler?
He was a Kyle Pearl Bridgewater.
I think he was actually. Yeah.
think
Yeah.
he
He
did.
threw an interception his first pass in the Pro Bowl.
And the Kyle? Really?
Yep. Heads up. Who's this right here?
What?
Some lady just walked by.
Was it Rez?
No, it was a larger lady.
No, we're good. We're good. It wasn't Rez. It was Rez.
Well, at any rate.
So yeah, there's been some NFL moves, a bunch of assholes going all over the place. Martavius Bryant
Tavis, where'd he go?
might be going to
Wait, what?
No, he's got to serve. He's facing a year suspension for failed drug tests
For what?
for doing what we're doing, Rosie.
Just getting high on life?
Yes.
Are you kidding?
No, only he got high on substances.
Really?
Yeah, apparently. I don't know whether it's PED. I didn't really read it. Busy, but there. I
It's
saw
on
that
the banned
he's.
substances list. If that's
Yeah,
all that
and
matters. I mean,
from what I understand, there was multiple banned substances that he got popped for. That's why he's facing like a year suspension, kind of like a
Shit.
Josh Gordon situation.
yeah.
And you
Well, what
just get
about
high
Josh
all the
Gordon?
time.
Is he going to come back?
I'll tell you what. I would if I was the Ravens. I would take them.
I would take him in
I
a
would take a
second.
flyer on Josh Gordon. Why not, man?
He's awesome, dude.
I mean, we're no stranger to dealing with off the field shit at this point. And I know we want that squeaky clean image, but what if we're also, hey, look, we're gonna give you a second chance, and we're gonna offer you a second chance after you've already done your thing, but we're gonna coach you up and we're gonna make you into something good. And if not, your ass is on the ground. Like your ass is on the grass. I don't know what I was trying to say there.
Well, your ass is toast. Then he's
You know
gone.
What
Yeah,
you know
I mean,
what I'm
it's
saying,
just-
right?
Yeah,
Why
they're
not?
just-
Why not take a chance on him?
You can easily just cut him.
Well, you know who the Broncos are taking a chance on?
Who?
They didn't take a chance on Brock Osweiler, and he went to the Texans, which is
Yikes.
hilarious to me. That's where
got
he's gonna.
$72
That's where his
million.
career is gonna go to die.
Yeah, he's going to get cut. He'll be cut in 2 years.
Terrible, dude.
I think he might. He has a chance to be good, though.
Yeah, and plus he came up underneath Peyton,
Yeah, and plus he's
like
huge.
underneath his sack, like
He was-
teabag style.
Okay, well, I didn't realize that
Well,
they were in
anyway,
Knoxville
fair.
over there.
I was
The
looking
Knoxville
for
hello.
Anybody?
Yeah. Oh man.
anyway.
Yeah. So he came up underneath Peyton.
Peyton.
And he rode the bench pretty hard. He came in and he did well, but he had like the best defense in football.
Yeah.
So you can't really.
Was the O line pretty good? How would you rate the O line last year?
Their O line was pretty solid. I mean, they gave Peyton protection. Like he pretty much never
Yeah.
got sacked last year.
Yeah.
And his old ass wasn't going anywhere.
Osweiler.
Couldn't even look to the side.
You turn his head.
Osweiler.
His neck.
Rottweiler.
Yeah, he was a rock. Come on. But Brock. His name's Brock.
Who? The Rock Obama?
The Rock Obama Osweiler.
No, it's not.
Well, who did the Broncos? Who was going to be their quarterback?
We don't know, man. Oh, they brought Mark Sanchez in, so that's probably who.
Sanchez.
So they're like, we lost Peyton Manning, one of the greatest of all time. Let's bring in one of literally the worst of all time.
Well, I don't know. I think he's
You think he's underrated?
He's one of 30 guys who can play in the NFL for sure. Like, he's one of 30 quarterbacks. Definitely.
Not well though, man. I mean he would be like number 30. Who's worse than him? I know there's a lot of bad quarterbacks, but who? I'm serious.
I mean, he's going to start for Denver, right?
No, he won't. No.
Who's going to be their quarterback? Colin?
There's no way.
Colin Kaepernick?
There's no. Colin Kaepernick's actually he wants to go to Cleveland.
Copernicus wants to go.
I heard a hilarious joke the other day, which was Colin Kaepernick wanted to go to Cleveland.
No. 9.
Well, at any rate.
Where's the 9 go?
Right there.
9.
9.
I'll
Well, if they
bring in my
pay him, then he's gonna go. I mean, he wants to go.
How much are they going to
If
pay
they'll
him?
pay him, I don't know,
$18 million a year?
Fuck, dude, he shouldn't make any. He should make 15 at the most. He's not anywhere near as good as those top quarterbacks, like Joe Flacco.
It was the 49ers were pretty bad. Like, they were terrible. Really bad.
They were almost as bad as we were, and we had
really
like 75%
bad.
of the roster was hurt.
Yeah.
What was their excuse? Oh, 75% of the roster retired before the season. That was their excuse.
And then their coach was.
Yeah, and Harbs, he left. I don't think Jim Harbaugh was.
Who, Tom Sola?
Let's see how he does in Michigan, and then I'll pass judgment on Jim Harbaugh as a coach.
He did pretty damn well last year.
He did well with well, that's what I'm saying. Let's see him keep it up. He's got to start beating Ohio State.
Recruiting.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Gotta
Like
earn
if he starts beating Ohio State and winning Big Ten championships and stuff,
Natty champs,
and going to the Natties,
he's got to win Natties.
Even if he doesn't win, even if he goes in the next 5 years,
he has to go to the next 5 years.
That's what I'm saying. That's how he's going to be judged.
His ass is out of there.
Then he'll probably bounce around the NFL.
Those are the unrealistic
or other
expectations of coaches.
That's it, man. They get paid a unrealistic amount of money.
I think Nick Saban soured it for everybody. He has.
P.S. Nick Saban was also on that Belichick staff in Cleveland.
Yeah, could have had them.
Speaking of Cleveland, before we get into that, Kelechi Osemele, we lost that man up top to Oakland, and Oakland also brought Bruce Irvin in from Seattle.
That's right.
They're making moves, man. They're gonna be good. All my Raider fan friends
got
out
Carr
there.
Throwing darts to
Amari Cooper.
Yeah, great
Amari
receiver.
Kubrick.
He's gonna have 110 balls this year.
Got that Amari Cooper.
Gonna give him 110 balls, 1,600 yards. That's an outrageous, bold prediction.
Yeah.
Look at me, America.
That's what he'll be saying.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, dude. Dave Chappelle.
Chapel?
Dave Chappelle coming over top to the Hollywood Palladium March 25th.
Wow.
I'm there. I am the fuck there.
You think it's going to be outrageous?
Chappelle. I think it's going to sell out like instantly. He is a very popular dude. A lot of people love and respect that dude, myself included. He is awesome. He is one of the very best there is. Seriously.
He's great.
I'm going. And
some of
over here.
The hardest I've ever laughed was because of him. Like the jokes on Chappelle show. Like
his show, his stand-up routine at Howard University in D.C., Killing Them Softly. I think if I had to pinpoint the most influential and awesome comedy special I can think of, I think it's his. I think it's that one. I mean, Robin Williams' Live on Broadway is pretty good too. I mean, that's up there for me personally. And then some early Dane Cook shit. And I know that sounds like what it is, but it's true. You know, in 2000, 2001, I was watching like weird internet videos of him. You know what I mean? Doing Comedy Central stand-up specials and stuff, like little 15-minute things.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but now is a different story. But Chappelle, dude, maybe we can go meet Ashley Larry over there again.
If we saw, because we hung out with what's his
Donnell
name?
Rawlings.
Yeah, Donnell Rawlings.
I love that dude. He's awesome. I've seen him a good couple of times around.
Yeah, he's the man.
I'm gonna reach out to him. Maybe we can get him on the podcast.
That'd be awesome.
Then we'll really be living for the city right there.
That would be awesome.
Look at me, America.
This will be us if we can get Ashy Larry.
If Ashy Larry was on this show,
If we get Ashy Larry, we're gonna clear every sound out and only put in Ashy Larry sounds.
only.
I'm rich, bitch.
Yeah, that was the whole.
That's
Well,
the
that might
best
be their
one.
copyrighted nice, you know.
Everything's
loves it.
copyrighted.
Written.
Everything's copywrit.
Written.
But anyway, speaking of Cleveland and Colin Kaepernick going to Cleveland, which would be
Kaepernick.
just terrible. This brings us to our Balmer Minute.
Balmer Odors.
No, let's just do one. I'm going to tell her. Oh, Ned. Tell her.
Odors.
Wow, that was an explosion of Balmer.
That was a lot of.
That was our
That was-
intro to Balmer.
That was
To the
Baltimore.
Balmer Minute.
Getting some water.
So the Balmer Minute this week, this special edition, is we're going to celebrate 20 years since the NFL approved the Art Modell and the Browns move to Baltimore, which gave us the Ravens,
Yep.
who we know and love.
As
Very
the
well.
Ray fans.
Right, fine.
Yep.
So 20 years ago, man. 20 years ago, I was 11. I was in, I think, the Ziggs.
20 years.
Ziggs, their 7th grade.
Yeah, it'd be 6th or 7th, yeah.
And I think it was 6th, if I'm not mistaken. Could be 7th. Could have been 7th.
I think it was 96, so it would have been 7th,
Yeah.
right? Because if they
Yeah, you're
started
right.
in 96.
Yeah, it was 7th. Dude, I'll never forget. Do you remember some of the names that were bouncing around? Baltimore Bombers. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
And we already had the Colts, so we pretty much had to kick the Colts out. Sorry, Colts. Thanks for winning us a
CFL
Grey
Colts.
Cup.
The CFL.
Thanks for winning a Grey Cup. But
Can't sit here.
Thanks a lot, but
we were just like, you're going to go to Toronto or wherever the hell they went and become whoever the hell
Party.
they became.
where the Argonauts?
Honestly,
They're the
who knows?
Argonauts.
No, the Argonauts were already there. Which
The
is a
Argonauts?
crazy name for a pro sports team.
That's pretty awesome.
The Argonauts. It's a Bible reference. Isn't that
Jason.
crazy?
Who? Jason?
Jasoned.
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 Shays Lound Jasoned.
That's pretty good.
That's great.
That's pretty good. I like it.
Up top.
Odors. But yeah, that was a great time. I remember coming in there. Do you remember the Give Baltimore the Ball game?
Oh, hell yeah. Well, that was
Saints
Big
versus the
Baltimore,
Dolphins in Memorial Stadium. That
Give
was
Baltimore the
awesome.
Ball was actually technically started when we were supposed to get that original expansion team when the Panthers and the Jags came into the
95,
league.
yeah.
Yeah. And then the very next year, since we didn't get the team, that's when Modell decided to go to Baltimore because we were like fucking hungry,
Fiending.
thirsty. Yeah. Like, yeah, the thirst was very real back then.
Palpable.
It was very palpable.
For having the Steelers come in here and play the Ravens.
Palpable.
Steelers.
It was palpable.
Oh, who are you? Wait, who are you? Dr. Lecter?
You Hannibal Burris?
You Hannibal Burris? Lecter?
excited for free tickets down
Oh, John
That-
Wall.
Can't see. That's racist!
That
No.
was racist.
John Wall. That's what he said.
John Wall, son.
John Wall.
Well, at any rate.
So, I posted the link. Actually, they're I think the Ravens 24/7 or the Baltimore Ravens actual like official page posted this like 20 things you might not know about the relocation to Baltimore. Well, I mean, we don't need to get into that. That's why I posted it. But
Oh.
but the one thing about it is the fact that Belichick was on that staff right before they moved to Baltimore, and they decided to cut ties with him because they're like, we needed to change. We're going to Baltimore. We needed to change up. Can you imagine the what if scenarios there?
Man.
Walk me through that. Walk me through what could have possibly happened.
Well, but
there.
you don't know what. I mean, it's always like. Part of it is like. I don't know. I mean, you can't really tell what would actually have happened because, who knows? I mean, would Belichick have been a good
no,
coach?
of course not. But let's just follow the logic that
Nicky Saban on that staff and all that, but
yeah, let's just follow the logic. Let's say like they didn't cut ties with him, and they decided to bring him into Baltimore, right? So what would that have meant for, like his legacy? Like how would that have gone down, especially with the drafts, the way the drafts worked, because Ozzie was involved. It was Savage at the time, wasn't it? Phil Savage. What's his
yeah,
name?
I think so.
Phil Savage, right?
Jerry Savage.
He passed away, by the way.
Yeah.
May he rest in peace, Mr.
Legend.
Savage. The old varsity ball coach over there at Loyola.
Head ball coach.
At Loyola. That's for real though. He passed away. That's very sad. May he rest in peace. Anyway.
Well, at any rate.
So all these different people were involved. Belichick, Ozzie, Kirk Ferentz.
Kirk Ferentz?
Yep.
Really?
Eric Mangini.
The
Jim
genius?
Schwartz. Pat Hill. Executives like Scott Pioli. Mike Tenenbaum. And it was definitely Phil Savage, by the way.
Yeah, it's Phil Savage.
Yeah. So it was Phil Savage with Ozzie working underneath him, but Ozzie was pretty instrumental, which is why he became the GM. He was pretty instrumental in those teams, in those draft classes, like Ray and Ogden. I know Ozzie gets credit for those guys, and he should to some degree, but Phil Savage was in on that too. And he doesn't get talked about nearly as much.
Philip
Rivers Savage.
I'll tell you, man.
Yeah, but the thing about, can you imagine a Belichick and Nick Saban knowing them that we know now? Can you
Holy
imagine thinking
shit.
about them as our coaches?
Well, is Belichick more defense? Because I know Nick
Yeah.
Saban's more defensive minded.
Well, that's probably why Belichick brought Saban in, because they were on the same wavelength defensively.
Very
but
yeah. Similar
Belichick gets
schemes,
lauded as a
philosophies.
defensive-minded coach first and foremost.
Yeah.
He gets lauded as a big fan of Navy lacrosse. Mm-hmm. And BL lacrosse.
Going to those Laker games.
Don't worry, Baltimore listeners. We're gonna get into some lacrosse later on.
Laxin.
We're gonna get into some lax.
Yeah, Don.
Some feeling lax mun. Remember those '90s lacrosse shirts?
Yeah, it was. I had a just Laxin Mon or something.
That's
like
right.
that.
Just lax and mun.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Mun.
Back rack raisin.
Back rack raisin.
Back rack raisin.
Can't get in. I can't get into personal ties with entities like that, but there's tons of them.
That was a great.
It was great.
There was deal.
It was
I
great.
love their
I mean,
shirts.
it was all
just kicking Jurassic.
just
and
the
it was
other
Jurassic
day.
Park.
Yes, that was all. And then all those Big Johnson shirts.
The Big Johnson ones are so. And then they had the one where it's like, we were just hanging around, having a couple
Yep.
beers, and then a lacrosse game broke
I
out.
remember I had a shirt in 7th grade, and I forget
Started
where it
laxing
came
dogs.
from. And it was a Florida, because I was a big Florida State fan. Even as a little child there.
Child.
Yeah, the young child, even as a young child.
Yeah.
So I had this shirt that said Florida State University, or Florida State lacrosse, a drinking team with a lacrosse problem. And I was in 7th grade, and I was just like, hell yeah, that's my shit. I love that.
Laxin.
I was all about the lax at that point in time. But no, we're gonna get into all that stuff closer to their tourney. But right now we've got another NCAA tourney going on, just about.
Oh, get it.
The basketball.
Who's going to win?
Who do you think?
I don't know, man. I'll tell you what.
How do you think it's gonna play out?
I think Purdue looks pretty damn good. They got three
true.
big guys who are awesome. The one guy is really, really, really skilled and looks like I'm not sure if he's a freshman or what he is, but he looks like he's probably a little bit older. And then they had the freshman guy who's 7'2", who has good touch around the rim. That's tough to beat.
So
In college,
Purdue. What about other Big Ten schools
Maryland.
Maryland and a Michigan State? Did you see that game?
No, I didn't even get to see it.
Maryland lost a close one, but that's it, man. At the top of the heap, you got the same old characters. North Carolina won the ACC. I think Kentucky lost, stuff like that. But we also have this wave of up and coming schools.
Yeah.
That are winning. I mean, not up and coming, but Cinderella style schools. Even Seton Hall's now considered a Cinderella, when back in the 80s and 90s they were winning a lot more.
Yeah.
And Seton Hall just won. Oh, hey-o. Seton Hall just won. And so my question is, as we finish up shop here, do you think this is the year of the Cinderella? Finally, legitimately? That's something to ponder, everybody. And
I think
Twitter
it could
ads.
happen, man. I think with college basketball, how the state of it kind of watered down. I think so.
yeah, there's no
Why
top
not?
team anymore.
Why? If is LSU going to be in the Natty tournament?
Yeah. I mean, they're
Benjamin
falling.
Simmons?
They're falling behind, but yeah, I think they'll make it.
Benji Simmons, dog.
Yeah.
Taking them deep.
Taking them deep.
Taking them.
Well, that's it. That's all we got.
Yeah.
Continue the conversation on the Facebook.
At Felipe Serna.
I'm at Felipe Serna and Joaquin. We almost went an entire episode without mentioning those assholes.
I mean, the biggest jerk in the
Fuck
world.
those guys.
Felipe Serna.
Felipe Serna's
What a guy.
jerk.
Get a load of that guy.
He's a jerk. Asshole.
I mean, the guy was a jerk. What?
He loves it.
Kansas beat. Kansas wins. Oh, wait, they're doing the seeding right now, actually. All right, guys, we're gonna study all this, and we'll get back to you
Well, at any rate.
I'll be bringing mine
next
in
time.
cash.
Better bring that shit in
Men
cash.
bring cash.